Oh, it actually worked this time. So generally, when I hit create broadcast and start streaming, it just doesn't work, and I still have to manually start the stream. But OBS worked. I wonder if the audience can hear my computer trying to kill itself.
Because of the fan.
Yeah, it's struggling
In a
hardcore right now.
way, I kind of look like a ghost, don't I? Doesn't it look like you can see part of the?
You do have a corpse-like features to you.
I mean, look at that. It's like a see-through head, but it's my head.
I'm pulling up the stream to make sure it's working. Oh, and I want to share it with the wake up. I think I can hear it coming through my other headphones. Oh, bitch.
Don't
Can
cuss
you
too
hear it?
much. Though.
Don't what?
Don't cuss too much. You'll get kicked.
Oh, the YouTube uh, algorithm will
Policy guidelines.
can't do anything anymore in this country.
That's true.
I should probably have set up some sort of lighting
Coffee.
apparatus. The lighting on
Mm.
my face is terrible.
Oh my God. Oh.
Good evening,
Uh-uh.
fantasy foot boys and girls. Well, not girls yet, but we will have girls, late woman in our league soon. You look perplexed. Are you okay? Good
Am
evening,
I
fantasy
dead?
foot boys and girls, and welcome to the GLFFL Weekly Pre-wind. It is week 14, and as you can see, it might be hard to make out. The image might be a little obscured and blurry and fuzzy because they're using a 1927 black and white camera. But I have drunk Santa himself here, Muffin, Jacob the Muffin Anselmi, drunk Santa. Uh, are you getting me? Are you picking me up? You look like you're trying to listen in for your cue and you're covering a monsoon in
I was
Taiwan.
trying to I was trying to act like I just got breaking news. Oh,
Oh,
we're being told we're being told that the stream has started.
another plane has hit the Schmidt show.
I'm
We'll
scared.
get to that. Oh, too soon, but we will touch on that. I really,
Good evening, fantasy
I did that part.
fiend. Oh,
um, but this is the pre-wind. We look at back at this week 13, and not very much drama this last week, and also not very much drama coming into this next week, except for one little item. But the stage is set for the playoffs. Drunk Santa. We'll get to that, but let's start by looking at the results from this past week. Okay, I'm
yes.
gonna try not to fuck this up. Go the right. Okay. Oh, I got the stat
Did
sheet
it
up.
buzz?
Nope, I've got it. I just won't be able to see you, so
That's
any
fine.
visual cues you try to give me, I will not get. Right now, I
That's
have the this last week's results pulled up for the Gorilla
same.
Legends Fantasy Football League. But let's start it off with Cooter's Crew and Robo Pearson. Robo Pearson has had an admirable end to the season. They have been essentially eliminated from the playoffs for weeks now. They come up
Hmm.
short in this one, but they got a couple wins down the stretch. They got themselves a high score. Any words of encouragement you'd like to give Robo Pearson?
Hey, if we were squaring off this past week, he would have beat me. So that I would say that's a positive. It didn't happen.
That's a good
No,
point.
actually, hold on. Words of wisdom. Robo Pearson, he finished third in 2016, also third in 2013, it looks like. So there is hope. You've done it before. You can get back to third.
Well,
Don't give up.
no, he cannot get to third, but thanks for that input. I will say, you're speaking of, you said that he would have beat you this week. I'm pulling up the stat sheet here. We had a one of our lower scoring weeks of the season last week after having our highest scoring week as a league the prior week, and this week it jumped back up. League average of 122.13. And when you have high scoring weeks, you tend to have high scoring teams that lose, and really his was the lone performance that probably deserved a win and did not get one. So Cooter's crew, they stay in the running for that first round bye, which we will get to. I'm going to skip over that one. We'll get back to that one. A big win by Drunk Santa. Drunk Santa takes
You?
down new and improved Jungle Humpers. Jungle Humpers, a
You
little
know,
bit of a skid. What what
I
what do
saw
you
that.
what do you chalk up to your success this week?
I I chalk up just some inaccurate bench playing people. So he had some people on the bench that would have swung the odds ever in his favor
Well,
had he
really,
put
he
him
had
in.
one, so I'll just go ahead and throw out my pre-gret of the week was the LA Chargers defense. Not often a pre-gret is the defense, but he had the
That's
Chargers
true.
defense at 21 points on his bench, and he started the Chiefs defense, who didn't stink, but that would have gotten the win if he had flipped those two.
It,
You
exactly.
also
So
had a lot of points on your bench, right? Or am I
yeah,
misremembering that?
yes. No, I had two people. I pulled Reed at the very last second. He ended up with 18, and then I had who was someone else was Anthony Richardson, which the Colts quarterback. I was like,
Oh,
it's
Richardson
just
was the
not
big
his
one. And
day. And he had,
Njoku,
yeah.
even though your tight end
No,
did good, but
my tight
Njoku,
end was fine.
it it's actually one of my other prereqs that I forgot to note was is going to be in the next matchup we'll look at, which was Tim Terrors versus the Schmidt Show, but it's not what you think. I'm not looking at the prereqs in favor of the Schmidt Show. There's nothing they could have done to win this game, but if you look at Tim Terrors' bench, they had Jameis Winston, 33 points, and Jerry Judy, 36 points sitting on their bench. So if they throw
Ooh,
those
so
guys in somewhere in their lineup, maybe in place of DK and in place of Will Levis, they are the highest score of the week. So the pre-grad
wow.
here is they screwed themselves out of $20.
Oh, real money, real cash, real US.
That's a Happy Meal from McDonald's or something. Is that how much a Happy Meal is?
The prices have gone up substantially.
What do you get when you go to McDonald's? Do you go to McDonald's?
We go to McDonald's every now and then. It's not like a staple, but when I do go, I'm a big chicken McNugget fan. Even though there's nothing that's a chicken that's part of that nugget.
There's
It's
probably
like
more
super
nugget than
ultra
chicken.
processed. I think the word chicken is used only because they create the paste near chickens. It's not like any part of a chicken is in the nugget. It's just they make it near a chicken,
Could we sue them for misrep?
probably, but it's gonna take a lot of time, but we probably
Anyways,
could sue them.
so the next matchup I wanted to highlight is Doobie Ashtray ending the streak. They're 0 and 12 no more. They take down Patty Cakes.
Yep,
And this is actually quite apt that they took
it's a
down Patty
big deal.
Cakes. Well,
It's a
so
big deal.
Patty Cakes, they've notched a spot in the playoffs. Congratulations to them, regardless of the loss. They also hand Doobie Ashtray their lone win of the season. But they are this year's, I've noted this before, they are this year's Robo Pearson. You remember Robo Pearson won 9 or 10 games last year, made the playoffs,
Yes,
despite being the lowest scoring team in the league. And in this
yes.
case, they are in the playoffs, and they've been outscored by Robo Pearson this year, who is 3 and 10, and then they have also been outscored. Where are they? They've only outscored Doobie Ashtray, so the 1 and 12 team that they lost to. But the streak is over,
Hey,
14
but
game losing streak.
but for Doobie Ashtray, it only takes one. The first one's the hardest, and then you go on a run, and then you go on a run. Yeah, this guy does this, that guy does that. 40 points here, 5 points there. So Doobie, your season is not over. You still have time to get a high score and get yourself $20, my friend. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Sometimes your little rants are so nonsensical and meandering. I think to myself, man, that guy could be president one day. Moving on to the last one. Life finds Elway puts Ditka in a box out of their misery. High
Ooh,
score of the week, and
God.
the fifth high score of the week. Well, I have my standings here. High scores in 2024 thus far. Lifeline's OA 5, Humpers 4, Timken 2, Cooter's Crew 3, Robo Pearson 1. So Robo Pearson 3 and 10 doesn't matter. Got that $20. Um, but that's pretty crazy that five teams account for all of the high scores this season. And you want to
Well, you
know?
look at the makeup.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you look at the makeup of those teams. Uh, it's crazy that's a stat, yes, but also, I mean, it's kind of like you've had five high scores, is that right?
Yes. Do
And
you
you're the
want
commissioner, so
to?
you have
That's not where
access
I. That's.
like behind the scenes.
Oh no, I lost
You
your
have,
video.
oh, oh,
I can
what?
hear you, but I can't see
What?
you.
Oh, it still shows video on mine.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, oh no, it's breaking down. Of
No,
course,
you're
right
back.
when I bring something up that's controversial, my video just
And so, as the
mysteriously goes
commissioner, what do
down.
you think I have the ability to do to that
As you
nobody would notice? Do
as you
you think that I
before the
influenced
clock
everyone to
strikes
have?
midnight, no, before the clock strikes midnight, you're like, here's 40 points. Just you just type it in.
Yeah, you got me. Actually, this is what I did. Is I used what do they call it? When like in advertising, when there's something hidden in the message to influence you to buy.
Propaganda?
No,
Subliminal?
subliminal messaging. I use subliminal messaging on draft night to make people pick who I want them to pick, and so I get all the good players.
You're a genius.
I
You're a
know.
fantasy
I don't
football
even know how I did
genius.
it. I forgot I did it until this moment. You reminded me. But that takes me to my oh shit stats of the week. And so we talked about Doobie Ashtray getting their first one of the year. So we essentially are the antithesis of each other's teams this year, 1 and 12 versus 12 and 1. And so I pulled two interesting stats regarding that. We'll start with
Okay.
Doobie. Okay, Doobie Ashtray they ended up their 14 game winning or losing streak going back to last year. They have four of the five lowest scores this season. Makes sense when you're 1 and 12. Life finds Elway, highest scoring team in the league by a considerable margin. But and five high scores. This is what's even crazier. Five high scores. Only one of those high scores is in the top five highest scores of the season.
Oh
Wrap your
wow.
head around that. So highest scoring team, five high scores. Only one of those high scores is in the top five highest scores of the season, which I think plays into the analysis
An anal
analysis
assist? You have assist, anal
analysis
assist?
that I've provided earlier this year, where we have some very boom or bust teams that tend to disappear one week and then go fucking ape shit the next week. So I
That's
think that
true.
that just is an interesting little tidbit there. What does it mean? Probably nothing. It also means I could see myself, losing to a 170 point team, sixth seed in the second round of the playoffs. It could
True.
happen.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, you want to
That's
preview the
true.
matchups?
Let's take a gander. Let's start with the 3 and 10 Robo Pearsons against the Timken Terrors sitting at 7 and 6. currently
Tim,
in fifth place.
Timken Harriers, fifth place, 7-6. Last season they were the highest scoring team in the league and missed the playoffs. This season they are the second highest scoring team in the league, and they got in. So I think the lesson there is don't win too much, just win just enough to get in.
Just enough. Just enough.
Um, I
Interesting
mean,
matchup. Interesting matchup.
I don't know. So this is the projections are gonna mean jack squat here. I'm not even gonna like dive too deep into each of these matchups because we're doing this on a Tuesday, and usually I do this on a Wednesday, so everybody's generally set their lineups, but waivers haven't
Yeah.
run. So I'm just gonna say a little about this. Timken should win easily, but again, the game that doesn't matter. Timken's gonna still be the 5 seed at 7-7.
So you're saying they lose this one?
I know I'm saying they will win, but they're probably.
Okay.
Anything you want to say about this one?
No.
Okay. Um,
No.
we're gonna
I
save
want to
my.
talk about
I've shared my two matchups of the week with you, so save those for last. Okay.
it. Okay.
Doobie Ashtray versus the Schmidt Show, a combined 5 wins here and 21 losses. Anything you want to say about this one?
I think the Schmidt Show wins this one,
Hmm.
but it's close. I think they win by 5.55 points,
I will
but they
take
pull
one
off the victory.
further. I think the Schmidt Show wins this one, and I think they get the high score of the week, their first of the season. Is that too much? Am I
But they only
jinxing
win by
them?
5.55 points.
No, that part I disagree with. I think they fucking rail them
I mean,
right in the
annihilate them.
yeah.
I don't
Um,
know. We'll see.
I don't know where to look, so I have to go back to the camera. But I have so many cameras in front of me. I have one, two, three cameras in front of me. I keep looking at the wrong one because I forget which one is recording me.
Silly bitch.
I'm going back.
Okay, are you?
Life finds
Do you
LA and patty cakes. I'll let you take this one.
so? Ugh, this is a big game for patty cakes. Sitting at eight
Not
and five
really.
currently. What?
I mean, they're
Yeah,
not
it
playing
is.
for a bye, and they're already in the playoffs. So what are they playing for?
Uh, Pride, high score, $20. To say they knocked off the number one team. Only one other team has done that all season. They're playing for a lot. They could have some big injuries happen this week that impacts their playoff run. Am I wrong?
Well, you're saying the real life games are big, so players getting injured.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're playing. I understand this is fancy, but there are real people out there playing these games so we can play ours.
Do you think I
All
could?
I'm saying is, what are you doing?
Do you think I could influence the teams to like maybe give a smaller workload to some of my players just so they don't get injured?
You're the commissioner. You can do whatever you want.
The
That's what
commissioner of a 10-team fantasy football league on Yahoo. I can.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know why you haven't spoken with Goodell yet. That's on you. You're an
I don't.
idiot.
I don't have to. I
You
text him and he does. Okay, he's in my
no,
pocket.
I have nothing further to say about this. Who cares about this matchup, really?
Okay,
Who
thank you.
cares?
That takes us to our. I did two matchups of the week. So as I said, the playoffs are set, but the seeding is not set. So on the line this week, 9-4 Drunk Santa, 9-4 Cooter's Crew. They're both facing off again. You're facing off against a non-playoff team, so I think you have the advantage here. Um, but new and improved Jungle Humpers, yeah, it's going to be a tough one for both of you.
Hmm.
What do you
Hmm.
think's the key for Drunk
Yeah,
Santa to get the win and that first round bye?
man, we're gonna need a lot of good fortune this week. This week, uh, Lamar Jackson isn't playing. He's on his bye.
Oh,
And what else? Our defense is on bye. Yeah, I know. So we have like